thought for the day. Keep taking time for yourself until you are you again.
Welcome to 7 Minutes for Yourself. I'm Christina Aina, and I'm so glad you've joined me for what I believe will be 7 of the most enriching minutes of your day. Let's take this time to reconnect with ourselves and improve our well-being.
In today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself, we are discussing how raising our standards helps us to create the life that we want. Have a listen.
Like, really, what are the things that we want to accomplish? And sometimes the things we want to accomplish is to be healthy, right? We want to be emotionally healthy. We want to be mentally healthy. We want to get ourselves to a really great place after maybe even going through something that's really difficult. So in my practice, something that I'm always working with my clients on is not just healing. It's not just learning how to parent yourself and having that great relationship with yourself, learning how to have positive and healthy self-talk, making that confidence, right? Boosting that confidence up. We work on all aspects of yourself. But one of the biggest things that we also tackle is, what's the life that you want to live? And let's start creating it. So if we want to have a great life, we have to have goals. So you need to know, okay, if this is where I want to be in my life, this is the goal that I'm trying to achieve. Now, where standards come into play is your standards create your habits. So whatever standard you have is really the bar for what you're willing to accept. So your standards in relationships are going to be the bare minimum of what you will accept in a relationship and how you want to be treated. Same thing in your career, same thing in your personal life, same thing with your body, same thing with your mental health, everything. You have to have a standard of it's a non-negotiable. This is what I expect in this area of my life. And depending on where your standards are, will determine the habits that you will then have day in and day out to meet that standard, to get yourself at that level and to eventually achieve a goal. What are the stories that you're telling yourself that are allowing you to walk away from a situation that isn't good for you because that's not the standard? It's not meeting where I want this relationship to be in order for it to grow and be what I would like it to be someday. So it's also about working on yourself as well as everything that's external in order for you to create the life that you want. That's why I always say everything in life starts with you. You have to be intact. Your mental health, your emotional health, you being able to deal with abusive people and how do you handle situations and learning about manipulation and all these things. This is why this is so important. So again, your standards are the bare minimum of what you will expect or tolerate in specific areas of your life. So how do we get there? How do we get to a standard? So some people have to, in order for them to raise their standards in their life, depending on whether it's their physical health or relationship, some people have to go through a gut-wrenching heartbreak where they went through severe emotional, physical, sexual abuse with a man or a woman in order for them to kind of wake up and say, wait a minute, I didn't deserve this. Something has to change. And they begin to change themselves and they begin to raise the bar as to what they expect in another person. So have you ever been in a situation where you were in a relationship with someone who was really unhealthy and toxic and not good for you? And then when that relationship ended, you raised the bar on what you expect out of someone else going forward. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes we have to go through something really terrible in order for our standards to get raised. So if you are a person that perhaps is overweight, maybe you need to have a health scare in order for that to kind of jolt you to raise your standards for you to be able to take care of yourself better physically. Some people that perhaps abuse drugs or alcohol, maybe they have to have a really bad car accident or something happens to them that's almost life-threatening, that it kind of wakens them up for them to change the standards in their life. So no matter what happens to you, the minute your mindset changes on something, your standards then change. And when your standards change, that's when your habits begin to change, because you will begin doing, or you will not tolerate certain things that aren't mirroring what you want to see in your life. and it becomes something that is just a non-negotiable. It's going to happen. This is going to happen. And sometimes when we go through those terrible, painful experiences, that's why they say there's always good stuff that comes out of a crappy situation. Sometimes that pain is the thing that will drive you to make change happen. It'll push you so far out of your comfort zone because you're in such agony, you're in such heartbreak, you're in such pain, that it causes you to wake up every day and to make a change happen in your life. And this sounds so simple, but most people don't know what they want. They just take life and whatever it comes to them, they just say, okay, this is life and this is what's going to happen. They don't realize that they are the creators of their life. And so when you approach every single day from that aspect of this day I'm waking up and I'm going to create this day. I'm not going to wait for life to happen to me because I'm never going to get what I want.
That concludes today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself. Please take a moment to rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts. Today and every day with your kiddo is a gift. Enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in.